Alright dudes, this is the before picture. I got me some lava and let's see here. Ooh, there we go. Whoa, there we go. There's the grease. Alright, so we'll see how it does. Alright, it's Carl here, coming to you from the apartment with the old Fredster hanging out. What's up, Fred? Fred's getting a little bit more mellow as he's been here a while. Anyway, so some exciting stuff's been happening, and just so I don't have to be drama like the Timster, obviously I'm not working. Yesterday I had my first accident as a truck driver. No personal injuries or anything. We back into covered docks. Unless you're a truck driver, that's probably not going to mean anything. But normally people think of a dock, when you see docks at stores and stuff, there's a big wall and you just back your truck up to it. Well, a covered dock, there's that wall, but then it's got a roof over it and it comes down, and then there's doors. So the whole truck and the trailer, they can close those doors, and that'll all be inside. But the problem is it's super dark and it's hard to see. And I can give you lots of excuses, but it's 100% my fault. I ripped a door off a trailer, backing in and out, and I got suspended for 3 days. I thought I was going to be fired because I was so new, and they didn't want to tell me I was just going to be suspended because, you know, it's got to go up to corporate. Then corporate comes down and makes the decision. Well, anyway, so then later on in the afternoon, because I called Dinger and I called Karl-Bohemian and told him I might be fired, and I called my wife and my son, and I was thinking, I'm probably fired. But then in the afternoon I got the news that I'm not fired. I'm coming back on Monday, so I'm gonna have to be super careful. And sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that, obviously. That's why you got to have 6 months of experience, because every trucker in their first 6 months has an accident, pretty much, according to the insurance companies. So you got to get your accident out of the way, and nobody wants to pay for your first accident. They want someone else to have paid for it, and then they hire you after on that, and you've already had your accident. Well, I've had my accident now. My son says once you have an accident, then it makes your insurance cheaper because you've had it, you know. You're not going to have the bad one. Werner had one where some dude's driving 10 miles under the speed limit in a snowstorm, and a dude comes across the median and runs into his truck, and Werner lost the lawsuit for like $100 million. You know, like, how's that Werner's fault? How's that truck driver's fault? Well, he was a trainee, and his trainer was up in the bunk sleeping, which you're not supposed to do when you're a trainee, or your dude's supposed to be right next to you. Whether that would have made a difference or not, I don't know. Wouldn't have happened to me, because I don't drive a car in a snowstorm like that. I ain't driving a truck in a storm like that. That's just like driving after midnight and going out in the middle of the night. Nothing good happens. And so if something goes wrong, you know, you kind of got yourself to blame for being out at that time of night. So anyway, bad news, good news, whatever news, I don't know. You can make fun of me. Fodder, like if I have cancer, I got diabetes, and I have some sugar and stuff. Oh yeah, I got a straw for you guys. Check this out. Woo! No slurping. For you guys that don't like me slurping, I got that solved. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you can see, but my fingers, these stick through so I can use the phone. They're always usually dirty. I got the lava soap. I'll put it in the front, and then my arm there, I think it's gone. I don't even think you can see it. Maybe it's there, I don't know. Oh yeah, still got some there a little bit, but that lava soap takes care of it. Yeah, I went to Target, no lava soap. Went to Walmart. Yeah, Walmart ain't got it. You don't need it. Well, I need it, Tim, and Walmart don't got it. So then I went to AutoZone, and of course they had it. They had the new fancier ones, but they still sold lava. And I'm like, I gotta have lava. It's for my video. Yep. For my video. Yep. And then, you know, we complain about the money. I'm not doing YouTube for views, but it's fun, and I use it for fun stuff. And I got the old laptop here, so I can be more professional like Ray, and maybe get some yard dog streaming. Maybe with a yard streaming, duck bill platypus. Hey, Darlene, or Darlin. Hey, Darlin. See, I got it again. Yeah. It's funny. Anyway, so let's see what old Timmy's been up to. Looks like his best videos were his watch and unboxing high boost, and absolutely no best ribeye or life or something. He got big phone. I don't know. Anyway, he went to Juno Beach. He wouldn't go out on the pier. Wouldn't pay the $2. He's got his little fancy little Nike shoes on that he paid $200 for. Doesn't want to get his fancy little shoes dirty. You know, in case he finds someone walking around with a Rolex watch he can try and scam off of. He's still got his fancy little shoes. They're all clean. Then he goes to some outlet mall. I think someone said that he's looking at a Bentley or something, looking at cars. He's at the mall. I mean, let's go on vacation and go to the mall and go to a local pier and go to McDonald's. I mean, what's the point of being on vacation? I don't get it. Then he went to the Hard Rock Casino, and he didn't do it near as well as New York Dan did it. So if you want to see the New York casino, or not, the Hard Rock Casino in Florida, I would go see Dan the Man's videos. And then he went to Publix, High Mileage Honda. I've been on those. He hasn't really been on this morning yet, so there ain't no timbery stuff going on. But anyway, not much. Talked to Dinger on the phone. That was cool. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. See, I got my meds. I got my the cool thing about getting suspended. Maybe God's taking care of me, Timmy. Maybe I'm having bad luck because I make fun of Timmy. Maybe karma is kicking me in the ass because I'm kicking Timmy's ass and karma's kicking mine. So I've had some bad luck in this last year. I guess if I balance it out and think of all the good luck I've had this year, it averages out. But sometimes I wonder if sometimes when I have these bad things happen to me, it's because I'm ragging on Tim, and that's not the proper thing to do. Not the proper Christian thing to do, not the proper Stoic thing to do. But I do have fun, and if I'm going to be working a 40-hour week with overtime, I don't got time to hang out with friends. I only got time for the wife and family and the friends, dude. And Evie. Oh, Evie's right there. Sorry, Evie. Evie's there. Yeah. I think Evie's teaching Fred how to be a little mellow. Yeah. Got my plants called Mothers-in-Law tongue. Back when I was watching videos about people living in vans, this one dude that lived in this Rialto van, he had mother-in-law tongue. Said they make good oxygen. Said you can't kill them. They're like plant proof. And it's true. I've had these. I forget to water them. I don't do nothing. I don't know. Maybe the wife takes care of them, but I don't hardly do nothing. And they just stay growing. They just, they don't need that much light. And I guess they're succulent. I guess I don't know. I'm not a big plant person. But anyway, so those are cool. Got those with me. Cool thing about living in a small space though is like I was telling Dinger, we go to Walmart and we see all this stuff that we would think about buying when we lived in the big house, backyard furniture. Cal Polte's cooking on a big black stone grill, which would be so cool to have. And he's got that nice outdoor patio in the back where they have dinner, which is super cool. But yeah, we've got nowhere to put it, so we can't buy it. So you save a lot of money living small because you just can't buy stuff, even if you want to. Yeah, and so anyway, see, Cal Polte, this is terrible. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. That's why I like having notes. But anyway, buying small. And there's that. Look at my feed here. Oh yeah, I was talking about Dinger. Dinger, I wish you'd do more stories about when you're in the Navy, because that's super cool. Like yesterday I was talking to Dinger on the phone, and we were talking about dangerous workplaces, and he worked on a flight deck, and that's pretty dangerous. And the problem with working in dangerous places isn't that the places are dangerous per se, is that oh no, this is terrible trying to do this same time. Yeah, I'm just not gonna do it. It's not that the places are dangerous per se, is you get used to the danger. You know, I got used to backing in and out of those docks and getting close, and you know, and then boom, you know. So you get complacent, or you know, we're running around with tractor trailers, big 80,000 pieces of things, and pedestrians and little cars and people and stuff, and you know. So you get used to it. So you got to be really vigilant to stay safe. And yeah, Dinger's got some good stories. My favorite one was where he's eating the banana bread in the dark with the red light. That was great. So anyway, he's got good stories like that. But Dinger's a real dude. He told you I'm a real dude. I'm this dude. Yeah, I got friends that are weird, and my friends that are weird don't like certain, you know, are shit stirrers, and they make people mad. And then I got friends that everybody likes, you know. It's all different, but I guess you don't really control who you like and who you don't like. You just do. That's the whole YouTube thing. You know, you're on this YouTube stuff, and you subscribe to stuff you like, and you don't subscribe to stuff you don't like. And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the stuff you don't subscribe to, and it doesn't mean the stuff you subscribe to is the holy greater shit that everybody should watch. That's the whole point, is there's variety. You do what you want. So anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are all having a better yesterday and today than I'm having, although I'm getting some stuff done. Oh yeah. See, and I forgot again. I got my blood drawn. Four vials of blood. Don't know what they're gonna do with all of them. I'm sure one of them's cholesterol, and then you know, A1C, and then I had to pee. Had to do that yesterday. You know, when you have an accident, then you got to go get your blood. You got to go do a breathalyzer and get your blood drawn. For those of you who think I'm a huge alcoholic, I blew a 0.00000, and there won't be any drugs in my system except for the ones I take that my doctor gives me, because I just don't do that stuff. I was going to smoke marijuana when it became legal here in Illinois. I'm like, I'm really going to do that. That's going to be cool. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to smoke it up here, get gummies or something. And I've never gotten around to it. It's been legal here for like 4 years now. And I kept telling people, I can't wait. I'm going to do it. It's been 4 years, and I'm like, I never started. Why bother? So anyway, I don't smoke marijuana either. And luckily for me, I'm a truck driver, so it's federal. Federal doesn't let you have marijuana in your system. So I'm all good on that. But anyway, we're going to take it off live here, live to tape, live to computer chip, whatever you call it, and see what my see what my thing looks like. Because I had 4 things of blood taken out. She did it fast too. Man, she was pop, pop, pop. I was in and out of there. Yep. I think it took me longer to pee than that. All right. So there is my little spot where they took the blood. So, and there's my blood. Look, it's pretty, I think that's pretty bright red. It does look dark. It does look somewhat dark. But that's it. So, there's my contribution to the having blood drawn. And look, and that was the cool part, because see, they got me working 7 to 3 Monday through Friday, and then I work Saturdays. And the lab I went to is open from 7 to 3:30, and it's closed on Saturday. And so I was I'm like, how am I going to get my labs done? How am I going to get my labs done? How am I going to get my labs done? I've been moving my doctor's appointment because I'm like, I need PTO to go to my doctor's appointment. And they're like, dude, you won't have PTO for 90 days. I'm like, ooh, but I got to get the labs done, because that's what the doctor wants to know. I mean, the chit-chatting and the blood pressure and the stuff, but that A1C number comes out, that cholesterol, those numbers come out. That's pretty much all that matters. You can say you're doing this and that, but none of that is, it's just chatter. Yep. The labs are everything. Timbo, Debimbo. Oh my God, we're at 14 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm a little bummed out that I'm an accident, but I've been trying to use it to my advantage. And Tim, if you made a little Carl voodoo doll, and as you're watching my show, you're hitting me with it, please stop, man. I need more good luck than bad luck. But anyway, we're gonna make lemonade out of lemons and have a great day anyway. And the girls are coming over to swim after they get done going to the library. They're working on their bingo card, the little girls. RVing with the geezer. I think I'm gonna title this up, I Almost Got Fired, or something like that, because your little how you title things. And I love Taco the Duck. I watch Taco the Duck all day. I love all your other stuff. I mean, sometimes the food, I don't really eat the kind of stuff you eat, but it's interesting, you know. Yeah, there's the Fredster. Beep, beep. Usually she's got the zoomies. Zoom, 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 zoom. So, I don't know. I'll let you say goodbye to Evie. This is way too long. I'm being a YouTube hog. See you later, Snowblur. Yeah, she's having second sleepies. Sounds like a great idea to me. All right, see you later. Bye.